Right where you're at.
Ah.
Yes.
All right. What's up, everyone? I wasn't gonna go live today. I was just gonna wait for tomorrow, and so tomorrow I was in debate to play either like some old Spanish songs, like some Vicente Fernandez, Ramon Ayala. I got hit up to play some old school cumbia songs for tomorrow. But instead, I'm gonna play some East Side stories tomorrow, and and then next Sunday around 6 o'clock, I'm gonna play some old Spanish music. Um, but today I'm gonna play about 5, 6 songs. I made a song CD back in 2002 when one of my sons passed away. I got two sons that passed away due to a rare heart condition, and so today things plans changed today. My youngest son wanted to throw a barbecue today, and I was gonna go out there and explain to him, pretty much, he's taken over, for me with a lot, and I used to barbecue all the time, and he wanted me to explain to him while he was doing it how to barbecue ribs, because when I used to barbecue ribs, uh, that was the first thing I used to go. I would barbecue asada, chicken, most of the times hamburgers and hot dogs and hot links, but when I did barbecue like asada, chicken, everything, I also did ribs. Now my ribs was the first thing to go. The ribs are gone within 10 minutes. And but when I would barbecue the ribs, uh, they came out perfect to the point where when you go cut out the bone, well, cut out the bone. I'm not talking about Loretta Bobbitt, uh, but pretty much the when you go, cut the bones out, the bone will slide right out. And again, there goes on mine. Not slide right out. Yeah, I never had that problem. I got 9 kids, but the bone would slide right out of the ribs. Let me make myself clear. And so we never had to cut the bones out. It just so honestly, the ribs would be the first thing to go. Uh, so unfortunately, uh, due to my wife's hours, hardly getting no hours due to her line of job and everything. We didn't have no money. We only got enough money to get a dozen donuts this morning, and I'll get to that in a minute, and probably make a spread tonight. So, so today's it's been pretty much a rough day. Uh, my son wanted to go with his cousin to a company picnic. My daughter is with her friend. They're having a pool party today, and one of my oldest daughters is out with, like her sibling says, her boo boo, her boo boo bear. And then I have another daughter that's out in Turkey, right? Not Turkey, Truckee, with her doing an extern up there. So, two of my daughters are home, and me and my wife are here. And so we're going to make a spread within ourselves. But pretty much, I'm going to play a few songs, some songs on the CD. I'm not going to play all of them, but I'm going to play a few songs. And so this morning, we got up and we went at Mr. T Donuts. It was here in Modesto. Pretty much, it beats Crispy. I can't pronounce words anymore. Krispy Kreme's donuts, easy. Mr. T Donuts here in Modesto. As if anybody's from here or knows about Mr. T Donuts, it's one of the best donuts. My son used to love their donuts, and he used to like the round chocolate, even the I don't know what they're called, but the stick one, but with the chocolate on top. And the way my son Andrew, the way he used to eat his donuts, he would eat just the top, just the chocolate part, give you the donut, and ask for another one. But he was on hospice and everything, so he got his way. He knew it, and he was smart, And hot Cheetos, he loved sucking the flavor out of the hot Cheetos, and turn around trying to stick the hot Cheeto in your mouth, and he just sucked all the flavor out of. French fries, he loved McDonald's French fries, but he would dip his French fry in the ketchup, suck all the ketchup off the French fry, and again try to feed you the French fry. um, but the crazy thing about my son, he was born back in 2000. Um, he was born with a rare heart condition. Now, for those that don't know the whole story of my sons that passed away, my first son, well, he wasn't my first son, but the first son that passed away, he was born with a rare heart condition. And, they did a gene test and all that stuff, and it wasn't nothing to do with us. It was just a rare heart condition. The very first person to catch, he was actually the second person known to have this condition. The very first person was a girl in China, and she died 2 days later. So, he went into heart surgery pretty much hours after, they flew him to UCSF in San Francisco. They seen that he wasn't breathing right. And, my wife was stuck in the hospital. She couldn't fly up there. And I went up there with them, when the doctor released my wife, early before she can go up there with him. But he had open heart surgery pretty much the same day he was born. And, he had a big scar on his chest. And he had multiple heart surgeries. But, luckily, we had almost 2 years to live with my son. He got, his little personality. He was 2 weeks shy of his second birthday when he passed. 2 months shy of his second birthday. And he would have been 22 today. And the craziest thing, I learned a lot through my mother-in-law. She was a beautiful lady. She was always there for us, and rest in peace. I miss her. I love her a lot. Loved her a lot. But she used to always tell us, everything happens for a reason. There's a purpose for everything. And when God takes a baby from you guys, He's opening up a gate in heaven. Somebody's here. He's opening up a gate for you guys in heaven. And who is it? Who is it?
Can I help you?
Who ordered DoorDash?
Hey,
So,
wake up. No.
that's what my mother-in-law said. Hey, my mother-in-law used to tell us all the time. And but the crazy thing, what she used to tell us, there's a purpose for everything. We may never find out until it's our time. But the crazy thing is, I'll get back to on when she told us that. The craziest thing out of all that is that she was true about that. Like, for example, what happened to me with when I got hit by a drunk driver. Of course, my death can still be caused from this incident that I got into. Due to my brain swollenness, it takes 15 years for my brain swollenness to go down. And, my stakes are a lot higher. I still need multiple surgeries. I suffer from seizures now. But besides all that, today's about my son, one of my sons that passed away. So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and play one of the songs that that me and my son used to listen to a lot. My son used to kick back and listen to oldies with me all the time on my lap. And I'll tell you another story after I play the song. Again, I have to make this clear. I don't know copyrights, none of this music. And we'll go ahead and play the first song.
even know you. Why do I feel this way? Thinking about you every day, and I don't even know. Take me in your arms, thrill me with all of your charm, and I'll take to the sky that you're high, loving you more till the day I die. Take to the sky, I want to let you high, loving you more. If you have anything to do, call me and I will do it for you. And I'll tell you to if I only had one wish to give, that wish would be for you to live forever and ever. When I see you on the street, my heart skips a beat, and I take to the sky, just to let you high, loving you more till the day I die. Take to the sky on a natural high, loving you more. I'm gonna try to do all the things you want me to, if you just give me a chance. I'll try to make something out of nothing, and I tell you, take me in your arms, thrill me with all of your charm, and I'll take to the sky on a natural high, loving you more till the day I die. Take to the sky on a natural high, loving you more. Take to the sky on a natural high, loving you more till the day I die. Take to the sky on a natural high, loving you. Take to the sky on a natural high, loving you more till the day I die. Take to the sky on a natural high, loving you.
All right, so going back to how my mother-in-law used to tell us, there's a purpose for everything. When God takes a baby from, it's because one, he needs them up there. Two, he's opened up a gate for you guys. And but there's a purpose for everything that we might never find out until it's our time. Well, his purpose, it could be more behind it, but we found out one of the purpose that God needed him, and that was this. Okay, we had just so we had our last son that that passed away was our last baby. Our last baby that we had, or my wife had. Uh, and he went to the hospital in the Bay Area, the Children's Hospital in the Bay Area. Well, it just so happened that the surgeon that was there that day was the same surgeon that did the multiple surgeries on Andrew, my son Andrew, that passed away the first time. And I remember he kind of took it hard too as a surgeon, and he got attached to him, and he got attached to us. While he heard our name, he heard the baby's Andrio. We named him Andrio after all his Andrio Manuel. Manuel was his middle name, which is my name. After all his brothers, after Andrew, Gabriel, the last part of his name, Andrio, and then of course mine's my oldest son's name, Manuel. And so they flew him to which he just happened somehow. They told us it's the 1 in a million chance, or 1 in 5 million chance for this to happen again. And unfortunately, it happened again. We don't know, this purpose on why, he took our second son. But if it wasn't for that happening, we wouldn't have found out. So I don't know if you guys, we happened to get the same surgeon. And it wasn't UCSF anymore. He worked at the Children's Hospital in the Bay Area. And the nurse that was taking care of my son walked in and said, "Do you guys know surgeon?" I forgot his name. My wife remembers his name like the back of her hand. She knows him by heart. I know if I was to hear a name, I would remember. Yeah, that's him. But you're like, yeah, his name sounds very familiar. He said, "Did you guys have were you guys had another son named Andrew?" We're like, "Yeah." He said that that was his his patient. "You guys are his parents?" Andrew Russ's parents. We're like, "Yeah." So come to find out, what happened was after he Andrew passed away, and he took it so hard, he upped his practice. He started traveling around the world. He wanted to know exactly what this was, what created it, because it was so rare. My son was literally the second one. Like I said, the first one was a girl, and she only lived to be 2 days. My son lived to be 2 months shy of his second birthday, and he took it hard, this surgeon. And he upped his practice. He wanted to find out what he can do if it ever happens again, which with us it did happen again, unfortunately. And so he came up with this machine. It's called the ECMO machine. And he came up with this machine with all the research he was doing, with everything, traveling around the world, taking classes, learning, searching, doing his I don't know how to put it, his homework, I should say. And he came up with this machine. He created this machine called the ECMO machine. And this machine is what my son was on. And this is what actually was, my son was living off this machine. Unfortunately, my son was only lived up for 11 days before he wound up passing away. And he wound up passing away through a brain bleed. But this machine, what it does, it runs all of your organs. And I guess not everybody qualifies to be put on this machine, but we're in there and we see babies, little infant babies on this machine. We see elderlies on this machine. And pretty much this machine is saving millions of lives every single day. And our first son is the reason why he created this machine. If it wasn't for my first son, this machine probably would never be created today. And so my first son had a big part of that. And we would have never found out if it wasn't for my last son that was born and wound up passing away as well. And so anyways, let me get to another song, see what song I want to play. It's on the same CD. Now, I can't put my headphones. It's not on USB or anything, so I can't put my headphones on and search the next song. I have to kind of listen to the songs. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and play this one. So I'll go ahead and play this one again on no copyrights and others music. Here goes the next song.
These arms are mine. They're lonely, lonely and feeling blue. These arms of mine, they're yearning for wanting you. And if you would let them hold you, oh, I'll breathe, oh, I will believe. These arms of mine, they are burning for wanting you. These arms of mine, they are wanting to hold you. And if you would let them hold you, oh, I'll breathe, oh, I believe. Come on, baby, just be my little woman, just be my lover. Oh, I need me somebody to treat me right. Oh, I need your arms, loving arms to hold me tight. And I need your tender lips to hold me. Help when I'm away.
You know, my son, you know, when he was here, you know, he was on hospice, we knew he was gonna pass, and we just didn't know when. And he actually passed, he came over, we seen he was doing worse. He was on so many medications, we had to give him like 5-6 times a day. And he ended up passing. I was, next to my wife, and I was holding my wife, and he ended up taking his last breath in my wife's arms. And we had, everybody came over. We had so much support that day and throughout the time. But I believe him, my son, even my mother-in-law, when I got in my incident. So in the pictures that was given to us of that morning of my incident, when I was in my pickup truck, it took fire department 45 minutes to get me out with the jaws of life out of my pickup truck. Now, when I was in my pickup truck, they took pictures of my pickup truck, and all around my cab, I guess there's like the way everybody that sees them, there's like hundreds, tons of orbs all the way around my cab, inside my cab, around me and my pickup truck. Now, after they got me out and I was in the ambulance, the pictures that they got of my pickup truck, after I was no longer in my truck, there's no orbs around the pickup truck. But they have pictures of the ambulance driving off, and there's orbs all around the ambulance. And mind you, this it was dark out. It was the actual incident happened somewhere around well, I remember being around the gas station about 4:50 a.m. So it was early in the morning. It was still dark outside. And but I believe my sons and my mother-in-law and some others, were there with me. I believe they helped me fight. I believe they were with me. I truly believe that they're a big reason, a big part that I'm here today. And then it's crazy because my mother-in-law, the room she was in. Well, I don't want to get too deep in that, but during my incident, I happened to be in the same room, and I wanted to get MRSA in my lungs, I think it was. So as soon as I was getting better, I ended up getting MRSA in my lungs. And as soon as I found out, I started fighting. The second I heard, I started coughing. I wanted to get everything out, and I beat it. And it just happened to be in the same room. So I think she had a big part of my survivor as well, and or survivor. I don't what I'm trying to say. Well, anyways, let me find another song to play. Let me play this one. Again, no copyrights on this music.
I was someone way up there. I go almost everywhere. I'll be the moon when the sun goes down, just to let you know that I'm still around. That's how strong my love is. That's how strong my love is. That's how strong my love is. Baby, that's how strong my love is. I'll be the weeping willow, drowning in my tears. You can go swimming when you were here. And I'll be the rainbow after the tears are gone. Wrap you in my colors and keep you warm. That's how strong my love is. That's how strong my love is, baby. That's how strong my love is. Oh, that's how strong my love is. I'll be the ocean so deep inside, catch all the tears whenever you cry. I'll be the breeze after the storm is gone, to dry you out and let you roll. That's how strong my love is, baby. That's how strong my love is. That's how strong my love is, darling. That's how strong my love is, baby. That's how strong my love is, so deep. Well, that's how strong my love is. So much to love, that's so much love. That's so much love, that's so much love. Anything that's hard to do, I'll do it for you. Anything I love you for.
So my son, he had this personality, I think he could talk, but he chose not to. When he wanted something, he knew he had it like that. He would just point at it and go like this. I don't know where the laptop's at. He would just point at it. I think it's right here. He would just point at it and go like this. And so he would make us guess. It was like a guessing game, like hot and cold. And as soon as we got the one we got, and it was funny. It was cute. And then he would get so happy when we did. And then when he would laugh, he wouldn't really laugh. He would like giggle a little bit, but his laugh was he put his hand over his forehead and just, that's how he would laugh. And yeah. So, the crazy thing is that we took pictures with the hospice. Hospice took pictures. And I'll tell you about that in a minute. But you know what? Let me go ahead and play another song. Let me pick another song, and I'll get to another story. Oh, you know what? It's a good song. Okay, let me go ahead. See, I don't want to play in every song. I want to try not to because, I want to be done here at about 7 o'clock at least. Let me go ahead and play the song. Again, I don't know copyrights on this music.
Quisiera que supieras, vida mía, lo mucho que te quiero y que te adoro. Tú vives en mi pensamiento y ahora me arrepiento si yo te hice llorar. Yo nunca te abatí con la mentira, yo siempre te abatí con la verdad. Quisiera que olvides el pasado, que vuelvas a mi lado, que tengas compasión. Believe me when I say how much I love you. Believe me when I say how much I care. Forgive me, give me peace of mind. All I need is time to prove my love for you. Quisiera que supieras, vida mía, lo mucho que te quiero y que te adoro. Tú vives en mi pensamiento y ahora me arrepiento si yo te hice llorar. Believe me when I say how much I love you. Believe me when I say how much I care. Forgive me, give me peace of mind. All I need is time to prove my love for you.
So I'm gonna say the last song, the song that it's yeah, the only song you will fall asleep to. The only time and the only way you will fall asleep to it is if his mom sang it to him. And his mom was singing to him every single night. It's actually on his phone, and with his picture and his little toy. He used to have this little teddy bear, stuffed teddy bear, and the only thing he really played with was toilet paper rolls. You know, he would laugh. He would sit there and stick his whole hand and his whole arm inside the toilet paper roll, and so we saved all the toilet paper rolls that he played with. Matter of fact, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, made us a thing with the mirror with his teddy bear in there with 2 toilet paper rolls, and they bronzed it. The 2 main ones he used to play with, and you know, I had this 6.2 Impala, you know, that he loved. He loved the way it sounded. He loved, you know, he loved that car. I had the toilet paper roll on the steering wheel column shifter, and I still have that roll. And so going back to the pictures, you know, the hospice, you know, lady came over and she wanted to take some pictures, and he wasn't having it that day. He did not like pictures at all. He could be laughing, and as soon as he sees a camera, that was it. He wouldn't smile. Forget it. And we still got his tuxedo when he was in when he got baptized, in little tiny tuxedo. You know, my brother got him this Cowboys outfit. You know, it says Andrew Steven, and you know, it has his full name on it with the Cowboys on the back, and little pants, and got a little Oakland A's beanie, and you know, a lot of things. And so let me go ahead and get another song because I can sit here and tell stories for days, during the short time we had with them. Luckily, we had those experiences and those memories with him. And, memories that we can go back and smile about. It's just hard during, holidays, today's, we think, what would he look at like today? How would it be today? But anyways, let me go ahead and find the next song. I kind of want to get through this fast, but I'm gonna go ahead and play this song. Yeah, I don't know copyrights and other music. So let me tell you a little bit on his relationship with his brothers and sisters that were here. When he was here, his older brother, when he was little, he would sit there and pretend to beat himself up and throw himself on the ground, and he would laugh. He would bust up. His older brother had him laughing. All he had to do is pretend to hit himself in his eye and fall on the floor, and he would start busting up. And his older sister, she tried, she tried to do everything she can to make him laugh. And, he did. He loved her, but until she pretty much hit herself and make herself fall, it's the only time he would laugh. And so when our other daughter was born, she was just a baby, and he did not want her to cry at all. And the only time he would let us put him on the couch or anything, pretty much not hold him, because he was always in our arms, would be when she was crying. As soon as she started crying, he would start pointing towards the kitchen, putting his finger like that, pointing towards the kitchen, and telling us make her bottle. And so it was funny because we caught on to it, and we'd be making a bottle or something, and we put her, her chupon, in her mouth while we're making a bottle. For those that don't understand chupon, it's a pacifier. Uh, uh, so one time we heard her, she started crying, and all of a sudden she stopped crying all of a sudden, and you can hear her like giggling. So what he did, we would sit him next to her while she was crying away for a bottle. Here, take care of your sister. And what he did, she started crying. He stuck his little toe in her mouth, and she started sucking on his toe. But that would stop her from crying. And we walked in on her one time, and he's sitting there, he's laughing, going, with his toe in her mouth. But he didn't like her crying. He felt bad when she would cry. And yeah, it's one of many things, about his personality. Like his mom was just singing this song, which I'll play. That'll be the last song I play. And every night when I went to bed, and he would sit there and listen to oldies with me all day. But with me, he would get mad at his mom. The only time he was a mama's boy. The only time he would get mad at his mom was when it came to put Vicks on his throat and his chest and stuff. And he had to have it on every night. But I was the one that had to put it on. He wouldn't let his mom put it on. It was me, that had to put it on. So again, let me find another song. This way, I could kind of get through this and get to the last song and say my good nights. This way I can go and lay down and maybe watch one of his movies that he used to like watching. But usually I have my headphones going through this. I want to get through this a little bit faster. You guys all know this song, though. Yeah, you know what? Let me go ahead and play this song right here. Again, no copyrights on his music.
Drifting on a memory. Ain't no place I'd rather be than with you. Yeah, loving you. Well. Day will make a way for night. All we'll need is candlelight and a song. Yeah, so then long. Well, glad to be here alone with a lover like no other. Sad to see a new horizon slowly coming into view. Yeah, I wanna be living for the love of you. Highest all that I'm giving is for the love of you. Alright now. Lovely as a ray of sun that touches me when the morning comes, feels good to me. Yeah, my love and me. Well, smooth upon a gentle breeze, flowing through my mind with ease, soft as can be. Well, when you're loving me, when you're loving me, love to be riding the waves of your love and chatting with the touching. It seems to me we could sail together in and out of mystery. Well, I wanna be living for the love of you. All right now, all that I'm giving is for the love of you. You got me, girl. I wanna be living for the love of you. All right now, all that I'm giving is for the love of you. Oh, yes, I am. Paradise I have within. Can't feel insecure again. You're the key. Well, and this I see. Oh, I see. Now and then I lose my way, using words to try to say what I feel. Yeah, love is real. Oh, love is real. Ooh. I might as well sign my name on a card which can say that time will tell. 'Cause it seems that I've done just about all that I can do. I know that I'm living for the love of you. Oh, yes, I am. I know that I'm living for the love of you. Every day
Love you, baby girl. And as for my sister, all I understood from your text was, hey, you're too unset, holla. That's what my phone said. So maybe you tried to do abbreviations. My phone ain't good with abbreviations. And my youngest daughter, my baby girl, she's at a pool party. She's watching me right now. So again, I kind of want to, speed through here. The last song, I'll explain more on the last song. And, but, I can sit here and tell you, memories after memories, that we were blessed enough to have with our son. And so let me go ahead and find another song. My son used to love dancing too. Every time we played music or something, he would get pissed off if you sit him down. He wanted to be up and dancing, but he couldn't stand up to dance. We had to hold him in our arms and dance, especially when it came down to Spanish music. But let me go ahead and get to the next song. You know what? Let me go ahead and play this song too. I'm gonna want to play more songs that I was intending to play, but I think I'm just gonna tell less stories and play more music on this CD that we used to listen to together and that we played during when that day came. But let me go ahead and play the song again. No copyrights, none of this music, and then I'll tell you one more quick story and I'll get to the next song.
If he brings you happiness, then I wish you both the best. It's your happiness that matters most of all. But if he ever breaks your heart, if the teardrop ever starts, I'll be there before the next teardrop falls. Si te quiere de verdad y te da felicidad, te deseo lo más bueno para los dos. Pero si te hace llorar, a mí me puedes hablar. y estaré contigo cuando triste estás. I'll be there anytime you need me by your side to drive away every teardrop that you cry. And if he ever leaves you blue, just remember I love you, and I'll be there before the next teardrop falls. And I'll be
Now, for whoever watches this or watching this right now, if you know how to read lips, you're gonna see right there that the song made a mistake right there. That I was singing, you know, I sang it right, song messed up. Well, anyways, so during this time, you know, I believe my personal beliefs that, you know, when somebody passes away, you know, they're going to heaven. And so, you know, with his funeral, I wanted everybody to show up in white, which honestly, I don't know, have no clue who showed up. It was packed. You know, I was half lost, you know, literally. You know, I was half lost, you know, trying to be strong for my family as much as I can. I never broke down because of that. For both sons at that. But I had everybody show up in white, you know, preferably all white, but at least a white shirt, a white top. And a couple of my, pretty much like my brothers, brought a bunch of balloons and some doves to let go. And so that's what happened that day. You know, I don't remember too much of it, but I do remember towards the end, we let the doves go and let the balloons go, and they all went towards one side. There's one dove that stayed, okay? And this dove that stayed next to me and my wife. Every time we walked somewhere, it was walking right with us. So it's like, what a trip, you know? So we wound up taking that dove home. Now, when we went to the store to get him a bird cage, we were walking around. Remind you, at the bird store or wherever where we went to, they didn't have stuffed animals there. But we seen this cage, and inside this cage was a little baby mini stuffed bear that looked exactly like his. It was a little tiny one. So, like, wow, that's the cage we wound up getting. So again, let me find another song. I'll get more.
shut up.
Let me go to the next song. You know what? I want to play this one, and I'll explain why after the song. Again, I have no copyrights, no, this is music.
It may sound crazy, but I wanna go outside. In the rain, oh, I think I'm gonna cry. starts falling on my face. It won't see a single trace. All the tears I'm crying, because of you I'm crying. Don't want you to see me cry. Let me go, let me go, let me go. Once the sun comes out and the rain is gone away, I know I'm gonna see a better day. Right now I think I'm crying because of you. I'm crying. Don't want you to see me cry. Let me go, let me go, let me go. In the rain, it may sound crazy, but it may sound crazy, but go outside. In the rain, I wanna go outside. In the rain, it may sound crazy, I say it may sound crazy, but I wanna go outside. In the rain, I wanna go outside. In the rain, it may sound crazy, I say it may sound crazy, but
Now, the reason why I play that song is because, well, one, I never let people see me cry during all this stuff. That's something I kept it in to this day. I never had felt like I always had to stay strong for my wife, my kids, my family. But so during both of my sons, when it was raining outside, it was hard for us because we were like, man, our sons are, underground in the cold, in the rain. We felt so bad. What can we do to go protect them? But in all actuality, it took my mother-in-law to, explain to us, they're in heaven. That's just their body. And so yeah, that was hard for us for a while to finally accept that. But I was gonna say I'll give you. Let me get through a couple more songs, and then I'll give you towards the end. So right before the let me find another song. That's another song. I love this song, but I want to skip it. I'll play about 4 more songs, but I want to go ahead and get to them. Because I keep scanning through them, I want to never get to it. I'll go ahead and play the song. Again, I don't know copyrights on this music. And then I'll text me the bass is too high. I got to turn it down. Got it almost all the way down. Sounds nice on my end, but over the speakers, this bass sometimes is too hard for these little speakers.
Think of younger days when I lived for my life was everything a man could want to do. I could never see tomorrow. I was never told about the sorrow. And can you make a broken heart? How can you stop the rain from falling down? Tell me how can you stop the sun shining? What makes the world go round? And how can you name this broken man? Yeah. How can I lose ever be? Somebody help me. My broken heart, and let me live again. La 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 la. I can still feel the breeze that ruffles through the trees, and misty memories of days come by. But we could never see tomorrow. Believe that no one ever told us about the sorrow. So how can we have a broken heart? And mine is. How can you stop the rain from falling? How can you stop the sun from shining? What makes the world go round? And sometimes I have to say, help me mend my heart. I just wanna hear again, baby. How can you mend this broken man? Yeah. Somebody tell me, how can I lose out every win?
All right, so after he wanted to pass away, I'll get a little bit, not too much, but a little bit more. Like I said, our last son that wanted to pass away, we named after uh, his three older brothers. Um, but with him, we now have a grandson named after my son Andrew. Uh, but we also named after he passed away, our the next um, child we had was a girl, and we named her after her brother. But we were gonna name her Andrea Stephanie, but Stephanie Andrea flew better because his full name was Andrew Stephen, and then so we named her Stephanie Andrea. It just sounded better as a girl wise. So again, let me get to the next song. You know what? Let me go ahead and all right, so I'm gonna play this song and then I'm gonna finish up my story, play the last song, and call it a night. Say my good nights. But here goes the next song again. No copyrights on this music.
Every day that passes by, I think about the new love you found, and my eyes cloud up and cry, 'cause I want you round, I want you around. I spend my saddest moments after the sun goes down. That's when my heart starts aching, 'cause I want you round, I want you round. No matter where I travel, in the country or a town, my lips call out your name, 'cause I want you round, I want you round. Baby, I want you round. Oh yeah, I want you round. I want you round.
So let me all right. So before I get to the last song, um, when our last son passed away, we decided they were in the same house. So when we were visiting my son Andrew for a long time before they got his stone up and all that. I guess the very next day, come to find out, they had these twins. I guess I'm not sure they were stillbirth. I'm not sure, but they were twin girls. We didn't know this, but they were buried right next to my son Andrew. So the whole time we thought we were visiting my son, we were visiting these girls until one of the workers said, they knew who we were already. I say about 2 3 weeks. We visit them every day. They came and say, your son is right here, and now it's funny. It's not a joke. It's funny, but we're thinking, he was sitting there laughing. I was putting his head on his forehead like this, laughing the way he used to always laugh, and and but now they're probably good friends with these two little girls now because of us. But when his younger brother wound up passing away, we asked the cemetery, how much would they charge us to put them side by side? And they said, well, unfortunately, next to him, there's other people next to him. So it was hard for us to do, but we wanted them next to each other, him and his brother. So we asked him how much would they charge us to bring him up and put him next to his brother. And this was, another blessing, because they didn't charge us anything. They didn't charge us nothing at all whatsoever. They did it for free. And it was expensive. The original price would have been expensive. But they asked us if we wanted to be there when they brought him back up. And that was something we just couldn't do. We didn't want to be there. So now when we visit them, we get to visit both the brothers in the same time because they're right side by side next to each other. And my mother-in-law, the grandma, is on the same aisle going upwards. There's one in the middle, and then there's another plot. She's a plot, second plot. My son's, and then there's a row in the middle, and then the same aisle upwise. There's another one, and that's where my mother-in-law's at. And so now we get to visit, all of them. Unfortunately, I don't go and my mother-in-law knows I'm there, but I don't get to go visit my mother-in-law because it's disrespectful to sit there on a walker going through the things, because my walkers don't fit in the middle, none of that. And but my sons, they sit right on the edge of the road. So I get to just open my door and visit them right there. I don't have to go anywhere. And so before I play this next song, I do want to say thank you to, well, you know what? I'll say after. I want to say, a certain person that I want to thank personally that was there for me the most during, my son Andrew when he passed away in so many ways. And I'll get to the tattoo, he did for me and the other one I wound up getting. But I'll speak of that after this last song. But before I get to this last song, this is a song I was telling you about that every time you go visit him, my wife sings him this song. And this song I was talking about, he wouldn't fall asleep until my wife sang him this song. And this song will put him to sleep. And as soon as my wife was done singing the song, that's when he would finally fall asleep. He waited for the whole song to finish. The way he would look at it when my wife was singing him the song, just amazing, priceless, just priceless moments. But I don't want to play this song too loud because I know today alone it's a hard day for my wife, and this song's gonna, I don't want her to hear it because it's gonna break her down, But this morning we did get donuts. And we ate it the way he used to eat his donuts. Just eat the chocolate off the top and, But I want to go ahead and play this last song. The words of the song is actually on his stone with his carving of his teddy bear and his toilet paper roll. And, of course, his picture as well. And well, let me go ahead and play it, and then I want to tell a certain somebody, hopefully if he's watching this or watches it later, I never, truly got to tell him thank you because he was the one that was there for me, big time for us, period. And while my mother-in-law, a lot of people was, but for me, I call him 2, 3 o'clock in the morning just to sit there and be quiet, just sit in the car, just not say a word. He was there. Well, anyways, I'll speak of that right now at the end. Then go ahead and play the song. Again, this is a song my wife used to sing them, and he would not fall asleep until my wife sang this song, and she had to finish the song. And the last words is when he would finally fall asleep. And she sings it to him every time she goes and visits him, or my boys, I should say, our boys. And but okay, let me go ahead and play it. Like I said, this song is also on his. Yeah, so let me go ahead and play it. Again, no copyrights on this music.
It's just like heaven being here with you. You're like an angel, too good to be true. But after all, I love you, I do. Angel baby, my angel baby. When you are near me, my heart skips a beat. I can hardly stand on my own 2 feet because I love you, I do. Angel baby, my angel baby. Ooh, I love you. Ooh, I do. No one could love you like I do. Please never leave me blue and alone. If you ever go, I'm sure you'll come back home because I love you, I do. Angel baby, my angel baby. Ooh, I love you. Ooh, I do. No one could love you like I do.
So you know, yeah. Um, so the day he passed, everybody's over, everybody's, came, knowing that was gonna be his last day, but he was fighting. I think this whole year and 10 months, I think he was fighting the whole time because he finally took his last breath when me and his mom, we both told him we're gonna be okay. Mommy and daddy's gonna be okay. Uh, Go ahead and rest. Close your eyes. You're gonna go to heaven. You're gonna be okay. Mommy and daddy's gonna be okay. And no sooner that we got done telling him that, he closed his eyes and he closed his eyes, took his last breath in his mom's arms. But now I want to say thank you to everybody that was there. Like I said, I don't know everybody that went to his funeral because, like I said, I was half lost, trying so hard to stay strong. But you know, from back then, my friend, my brother, Alonzo. I could call him 2, 3 times a day on the hour. He'd go home. I'd call him again. Wouldn't have to say a word. I'd be on the phone quiet and boom, he was over. I had a certain person that I didn't want to show up that day of the viewing because there was a fight between them and another one of my family members, and I didn't want them there, even though they would have showed up. Yeah, they were gonna get kicked out. But it was nothing to do with us. They want to disrespect us in no way whatsoever, disrespect me. And they just happened to show up and he was on it. He was on it. And so this person wasn't allowed to go in. Even same thing when my other son, Andrew passed away, same thing. When during my incident when I got hit by a drunk driver, he even now, now he does a lot for us now. So the last, him and another good friend, Alonzo and Mario, they used to tattoo together. And as a matter of fact, they were tattooing together when my son passed away. And matter of fact, I don't know if you guys can see these or not, but Alonzo did this with Andrew's name across. And at the same time, Mario was doing his very first portrait on my forearm. And Mario went, he started, after that, he did more portraits and stuff. And, rest in peace, Mario. But it just goes to shows, how lucky we are to be here. And I want to give special thanks to Lonzo. So, if anybody's looking for some good artwork, go to Eternal Light Tattoos and let them know that, I sent you pretty much. And but I want to give him a special thank you because even, his fundraiser, the Impalas and everybody, I had a fundraiser before, which helped my wife pay some bills and stuff during the time I was in the hospital. But also as well, the second fundraiser, him, Alonzo, and Mario through me was doing tattoos, and they had a couple other artists that came in to help them. But it felt good sitting, in the middle of Mario and Alonzo while they were tattooing, listening to talk. I was like, man, it took me back when, Andrew was here and I used to go visit them. Legit, they weren't going to use the same needle, of course, nothing like that. But I'm more than positive their hands are all cramped up like arthritis, at the end of the night. And they rose up, enough money to get us in to where we're at now. That's how we got in this, was through that fundraiser they did. Because we were staying with our cousin, my wife's cousins, well, our cousins at the time. And so, I just want to tell Alonzo thank you. But all right, I'm out. I'll be back on tomorrow. Tomorrow I was, debating to play some old Mexican music like Vicente, Ramon Ayala, music like that, some old school cumbias. But I'll play that the following Sunday. Tomorrow I want to come on around 6 o'clock and I want to play some East Side Stories. Of course, I can't play all 144 songs in the same time or within an hour and a half. But I will scan through some East Side Stories and play just pure East Side Story songs that were on the East Side Stories albums or CDs, But I'll be back on tomorrow around 6 o'clock and I'll play East Side Stories. Well, I'm out. God bless. Hope everybody has a good weekend. Is somebody here to kick me off? Can somebody kick me off?